How's it going, everyone? So today we are gonna plant a bunch of flowers because we got bees coming. So right here I got snapdragons. So I'm gonna plant a bunch of these in these pots, and my kids and my wife are gonna go and plant around our yard along the woods in the field over there. They're gonna go and plant some wildflowers, some perennials. These are annual, so they won't come back next year. But they're going to plant some perennials, so they'll keep coming back, and it's good for our bees.
Alright, so the boys and I are going to be planting some yellow loosestrife, which is a perennial, and we're going to be planting it right along the edge of our yard here. It's actually used for ground cover, so it is kind of invasive and it will continue to grow. So we tried to find a spot in our yard where we thought it would be good along the edge of our yard, where it's just kind of weedy and yucky anyways. Just make it beautiful. It's good for butterflies, which is going to be pretty cool, and some pollinators like it too. It's probably not one of the best flowers for pollinating, but it's better than nothing. So let's get started. Look at that good dog. She's sitting so nice. Matt asked her to sit up there while we were planting so she didn't come attack the camera. Good girl. Alright, so this area over here, kind of by our ravine, doesn't get quite as much sunlight, so I'm not sure how well these will grow. So we just saved a little bit kind of to go along this woods line up to our garden. So as you can see, the seeds are quite little.
Flowers are important because bees wouldn't be alive, and we need bees to have honey. Honey is good for us, and flowers, bees can't get them. They wouldn't. All they would do would maybe lay eggs, do no honey.
You hear the water running. So we're hoping that yellow loosestrife planted along the edge of the yard will kind of keep growing for years to come and leave some ground cover for those little critters. That's pretty.
I went to my dad's, and they do a boutique every year, so they do their own starts and everything for vegetables and fruit and flowers, and then they sell crafts. And they had all these flowers and stuff that he didn't even know what to do with. And being we're getting bees, so I went over there and picked up a bunch, and we're gonna plant them around our house. Gosh, it smells so good.
So Matt brought the marigolds home, and no sooner did he set them in the greenhouse, and we came out here to look at them. And we already saw some bumblebees in the greenhouse. And Evan, come here.
I saw a mason bee, and it was on my hand, crawling around.
It was crawling around on your hand. So no sooner did the marigolds get in the greenhouse than the bees that were here found them. We had some bumblebees in here, a mason bee that landed on Evan. It must be his bright green today. Maybe it thought you were the stem of a plant, you think? Maybe. Yeah, those marigolds are just beautiful. You picked up a few other flowers too. I'm not sure what these are called. So for now, this pot has this metal flower in it because there's no flowers growing in it yet. So the older kids planted some flower seeds in these egg carton containers a while back. I'll link that video here. But they were quite old, like 5, 6 years old, and we weren't expecting for any of them to sprout. And a couple did come up. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to plant those today in our little pallet planter flower boxes. Hi! Hi, cutie pie! How was your nap? Was it good? Woo! Dad's got your limo here.
So now we're going to plant some of these. Sarah will tell you about them a little more.
So Matt is planting a honeybee mixture, a bee wildflower mixture, and it's supposed to be really good for all pollinators. It has some annual flowers in it, some perennial flowers, and I can go into depth later about what flowers are in it. And we got those from Seed Savers Exchange, and it's enough to plant quite a bit of flower beds. We don't really have a ton of flower beds here. We're planting them in some pots, and we're going to be planting them in our planters. So we're going to go ahead and get all those in. And this little man's playing ball. Are you playing soccer ball? Mm-hmm. Hey, where's your hat? Did you take your hat off again? Eh? If you're sprinkling these in, you can mix them with sawdust or sand so they don't blow away as you're mixing them in.
But we're just going to water them right away instead.
These are mine, and I have one here, and maybe that's one, and here. And you see right in there, in a funny spot, there's one. Here's another funny spot for one, and here's another one. These two are really big.
And we're just going to kind of dig a little hole and stick it in. You want the green part to be sticking up.
There's two. Actually, three. One here, and one here, and one here.
What are the roots for?
To drink the water. I was watching Dad planting these flowers for the bees.
Right in front of our house that grow purple and white lilacs, and they're just starting to green up. So we'll have lilacs soon, about 2 weeks out from Mother's Day, and usually about half the time we have lilacs for Mother's Day and half the time we don't. So I think this year we might. Alright, so we finished planting all of our flower seeds. They're in the ground, so hopefully we don't have another frost. And we just wanted to say, glad you got to see us again.
Bye!
Bye!
Hit the thumbs up!
Hit the thumbs up!
And don't forget to subscribe. Bye guys!